Have you ever noticed how the divine masculine seems to orbit your energy like a moth to some unseen flame, drawn in, pulling back, then circling closer again with an almost gravitational inevitability? And this isn't about chemistry or fate, but about something far more ancient stirring in his bones every time your soul brushes against his. There's a moment, you know the one, when his gaze lingers a second too long across a crowded room, when his fingers accidentally graze yours while passing the salt, when he shows up at your door with some flimsy excuse about just happening to be in the neighborhood at midnight. These aren't coincidences, darling. They're cosmic breadcrumbs. The universe has been weaving this dance between you since long before either of you took your first breath in this lifetime. The divine masculine isn't afraid of commitment. He's terrified of the remembering that comes with true intimacy. Every time he gets close enough to smell your shampoo or hear that particular way you sigh when you're thinking, it triggers something primal in him. Not déjà vu, déjà soul. The part of him that existed before the world taught him to armor up recognizes the part of you that never stopped believing in magic. And that's the most dangerous kind of recognition there is. So when you catch him staring at you with that peculiar mix of wonder and panic, when he texts you out of the blue after weeks of silence, when he says something so eerily perceptive it makes your knees weak, understand this isn't random. It's remembrance. His soul is whispering to yours across time and space, using the only language it knows, the silent poetry of inexplicable connection. Now tell me, beautiful dreamer, when was the last time he looked at you like you were both the question and the answer? The truth is hiding in that flutter you just felt in your chest. Because here's the secret the cosmos has been keeping. This was never about making him choose you. It was always about you becoming so vibrantly yourself that his soul would have no choice but to awaken in response. And darling, from where I'm standing, that awakening has already begun. You know that moment when you hear a song from childhood, one you haven't thought about in decades, and suddenly your body remembers every word. Your foot taps before your mind catches up. Your throat hums along like it's been waiting for this moment. That's what happens when the divine masculine encounters your energy. Not recognition, recollection. His soul doesn't learn you, it retrieves you. Let's peel this open like the strangest, most beautiful fruit you've ever held. That electric pull between you isn't chemistry, it's archaeology. You're not strangers, you're echoes. When he looks at you too long and his pupils dilate like he's staring into the sun, when he touches your wrist and his fingers tremble like he's handling something sacred, when he says, "I feel like I've known you forever," with a voice thick as honey, you're not witnessing new love. You're witnessing anamnesis, the Greek concept of soul memory, the forgetting of forgetting. Here's the wild part science can't explain, but mystics have whispered about for centuries. Your nervous systems recognize each other on a quantum level. Studies on cellular memory show trauma can be inherited through DNA. So why not love? Why not promises? Why not that day in the 12th century Provence when he was a blacksmith and you were the apothecary's daughter and you swore beneath the elder tree to find each other again? The body keeps score, darling, and his body whether he admits it or not, remembers yours. And this isn't some hallmark past life regression where you were always star-crossed lovers. Maybe last time you were siblings, separated by war. Maybe you were rivals who secretly admired each other. Maybe you were two monks who broke vows to share one sunrise. The details don't matter. The residue does. That inexplicable trust you feel when he holds your gaze. Residue. The way he knows how you take your tea without asking. Residue. That argument you keep having in circles about space versus closeness. Oh, that's residue with a capital R, my love. You see, his so-called fear of commitment isn't about you at all. It's the visceral memory of how badly it hurt last time when the plague took you in Florence, when your merchant father forbade the match in Shanghai, when the revolution tore you apart in St. Petersburg. His soul remembers the grief, even if his mind denies it. That's why he pulls away when things get deep. Not because he doesn't care, but because he cares too damn much. And you know what's hilarious? All those coincidences you've been collecting like seashells. The shared birthmarks, the matching childhood dreams, the way you both hate cilantro and love the smell of petrol, don't judge, aren't cute little quirks. They're breadcrumbs, the universe's way of winking at you both, whispering, keep going, you're getting warmer. Here's your permission slip. Stop trying to make this make sense. Logic is the language of the mind, but this is the dialect of the soul. The next time you feel that inexplicable pull toward him, don't question it, follow it, not to his doorstep, but to your own center. That's where all the answers live. And final thought to marinate on. When he looks at you with that peculiar mix of awe and terror, like you're both the question and the answer, say nothing. Just smile. Let him wonder why his hands remember the shape of your waist before they've even traveled there. After all, some mysteries taste sweeter when left unsolved. Now tell me, time traveler, what's the one coincidence between you two that defies all logic but feels like truth in your bones? The answer's written in the way your skin prickles when you think about it too long. Let's get real for a second. Modern masculinity is basically a never-ending to-do list with a pulse. Achieve more, provide more, be more. His nervous system runs on the caffeine of constant motion, and society hands him medals for running himself ragged. Then you walk in, not with a motivational speech, not with a checklist of his potential, but with something far more dangerous, the quiet confidence of a woman who's learned the art of being. Here's the delicious irony, that runner phase everyone fears. It's not you he's running from, it's the mirror your stillness holds up. When you sit across from him, fully present but not demanding, completely engaged but not grasping, you create a space where he can suddenly hear himself think. And for a man conditioned to believe his worth is in his productivity, that's absolutely terrifying. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a man who spent his life building dams against vulnerability, against rest, against anything that might make him look weak. Then he meets you, a living river, not trying to break his dams, not begging to be let through, just flowing in your natural rhythm. At first, he'll throw more sandbags on the levees. Then one day, exhausted, he'll notice something strange. Where your waters touch his walls, the concrete starts to breathe. That's the moment everything changes. Studies on limbic resonance show our nervous systems unconsciously sync to those we're close to. Your calm literally becomes contagious. When you cultivate true inner peace, not the performative I'm fine kind, but the deep, unshakable kind, his biology responds before his mind can protest. His heartbeat slows to match yours. His shoulders drop that half inch he didn't realize they'd raised. That's not romance, darling. That's neurobiology wearing a Cupid costume. And here's the kickaroo. The more you practice this sacred selfishness, this radical commitment to your own peace, the more he'll associate you with safety. Not the safety of complacency, but the safety of coming home. That's why he lingers after arguments when he should leave. That's why he calls when he said he wouldn't. You've become the living antidote to the poison of never enough he's been swallowing since boyhood. His fear of commitment isn't about you. It's about the terrifying gift your presence offers, the chance to finally stop running. Every time you choose your center over his chaos, you're not rejecting him. You're handing him an invisible permission slip that reads, "You're allowed to rest now." So the next time he asks why you're so quiet, just smile and let the silence do the sacred work. After all, the most powerful love stories aren't written in grand gestures, but in the spaces between breaths, where two souls remember how to simply be. There's a particular kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from being everywhere but home. And you, my love, have become his home in a way that defies every logical explanation. It's not that other people don't matter to him. It's that when he's with them, no matter how pleasant the company, there's this quiet whisper in his bones saying, "This isn't where you belong." Then he sees you, or hears your laugh across a room, or catches your scent on someone else's jacket. And suddenly the world makes sense again, not because you complete him, but because you remember him. Let's peel this open slowly, like the pages of a love letter that's been folded and unfolded too many times. Have you ever noticed how he looks at you when he thinks you're not watching? It's not the hungry gaze of new attraction. It's the quiet devastation of a man who's just walked into his childhood bedroom after decades away. The shock of familiarity so intense it hurts. That's divine homesickness. It's why he can go months without contact, then show up at your door at 2 a.m. with no explanation beyond, "I just needed to see you." The more you focus on building your own joy, the more you light up your life with passions and purpose that have nothing to do with him, the more violently this homesickness will yank at his spirit. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about becoming impossible to forget. When you're living fully in your own magic, you become a living reminder of what he's exiled himself from, his own authenticity. He'll often run from this very homesickness because it terrifies him more than loneliness ever could. To admit you're home is to admit he's been homeless. That's why the push-pull hurts so much. Every time he gets close, he panics like a man standing on the threshold of a house he's not sure he deserves to enter. Here's your secret power. Your ability to keep your heart open while respecting his process is the ultimate alchemy. Not waiting, thriving, not pining, pioneering. When he sees you building castles out of the rubble he left behind, that's when the real magic happens. Now feel this, that hollow ache in your chest when you think of him. It's not yours. It's his, echoing across the quantum field between you. And every time you choose self-love over longing, the universe delivers that message straight to his subconscious. She's already home. When will you be? Do you know what really terrifies the divine masculine? Not your anger, not your demands, not even your walking away. What shakes him to his core is when he catches you, completely unaware, belly laughing at a private joke with yourself or humming off key, while washing dishes or staring at fireflies with the wide-eyed wonder of a child. In those unguarded moments, you become a living mirror, reflecting the part of himself he locked away years ago. The boy who believed in magic before the world told him to grow up. You see, the divine masculine doesn't fall in love with your perfected adult self. He's drawn to the untamed parts of you that survived society's conditioning, your messy morning hair that you don't bother smoothing down, uncontrollable snort when something's genuinely funny, childlike rage at unfairness in the world. These aren't flaws. They're relics, proof you've protected what he lost. And when he witnesses them, it triggers a soul-deep recognition. Oh God, that's who I used to be. Neuropsychologists confirm our childhood selves never disappear. They simply go dormant in the brain's right hemisphere. When your authenticity activates his, it creates what's called a memory flood. Not of specific events, but of emotional truths he's suppressed. That's why he might suddenly recall childhood passions, become emotional when you play certain songs, have visceral reactions to your simplest pleasures. He'll often sabotage these moments of connection because joy can feel more vulnerable than pain to someone who's armored up. That time he mocked your excitement, the moment he withdrew when you were being playful. That wasn't rejection. It was terror at his own awakening innocence. Now feel this, that thing you love but never do because it's too childish. Do it this week. Build the blanket fort. Blow bubbles. Eat cookie dough. Your joy isn't frivolous. It's sacred rebellion. And somewhere deep in his psyche, that little boy he locked away is hearing your laughter and remembering his own. You know that delicious moment when you're so immersed in your passion project that you forget to check your phone for hours. That right there, that unself-conscious absorption is the most potent love potion you'll ever brew. Not because you're playing games, but because you've accidentally stumbled upon the universe's best-kept secret. The divine masculine is hardwired to pursue what isn't waiting for him. Here's the sacred truth we rarely discuss. Your absence from his world creates space for him to enter yours. When you prioritize your creative flow over his sporadic attention, protect your solitude like the sacred incubator it is. Show up for your dreams with the devotion you once reserved for him. You become living proof that wholeness isn't found in another person. It's cultivated within. And that's catnip for the divine masculine soul. Studies on scarcity principle in attraction reveal our brains assign greater value to what isn't readily available. But this isn't about manipulation. It's about energetic integrity. Your focus on purpose activates his hunter archetype, the sacred kind that admires, not conquers, triggers mirror neurons, He literally starts mirroring your passion in his own life, creates a healthy tension between independence and connection. Next time you're tempted to cancel plans with friends when he finally texts, "Don't go," laugh loudly, post nothing. Let him wonder, not to punish, but to demonstrate the most attractive quality of all. You are the main character in your own life. That man will move mountains for a woman who's busy building her own. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because your commitment to yourself reminds him of commitments he's forgotten to keep. Now feel this. That project you've been putting off? That hobby you don't have time for? Start today, not to make him notice, but because every minute you spend honoring your passions is a minute you reclaim from the altar of waiting. After all, the most irresistible thing you can do isn't about him at all. It's about becoming so vibrantly yourself that he can't help but wake up to the man he promised to become when your souls first recognized each other in the stars. There comes a moment in every twin flame journey when the universe stops whispering and starts shouting, not at him, but through you. It's that electric charge in the air when you walk into a room radiating quiet confidence, when you decline mistreatment with grace instead of rage, when your boundaries become so unshakable they don't even require explanation anymore. This isn't just personal growth, it's a spiritual reckoning. And the divine masculine, he feels it in his bones. Before his mind can process what's happening, here's the sacred paradox. Most miss. The divine masculine doesn't fear losing you. He fears losing the version of himself that your growth reflects back to him. Every time you choose self-respect over his approval, walk away from drama with your head high, invest in your healing with or without him. You're holding up a mirror to potential he's been too scared to claim. And that mirror becomes the ultimate spiritual ultimatum: grow or go. That man will fight tooth and nail to avoid the very growth your presence invites, until the pain of staying small outweighs the terror of expansion. And when he finally surrenders, it won't look like grand gestures. It'll look like him finally booking that therapist appointment, randomly gifting you the self-help book you mentioned months ago, tears in his eyes as he says, "Teach me how to feel this safe in myself." Now feel this, that boundary you've been afraid to set, the dream you've been postponing, the truth you've been biting back. It's not just about you anymore. Your growth has become sacred activism, a rebellion against all the versions of love that asked either of you to abandon yourselves. After all, the most powerful love isn't about changing someone. It's about becoming so vibrantly yourself that they have no choice but to awaken to who they're meant to be. And when that happens, the universe won't applaud. The angels won't cheer. There'll just be this profound silence. The kind that comes when two souls finally recognize they've been holding each other's missing pieces all along. Stand still for a moment and feel it, that quiet hum beneath your ribs, the one that quickens when you imagine a love that doesn't ask you to shrink. That's not longing, beloved. That's remembering. The universe has been weaving this story through lifetimes, and every choice you've made, every boundary set, every tear shed, every time you chose yourself when no one was watching, has been stitching the golden threads of your becoming into the tapestry of something far greater than romance. This was never about making him see you. It was always about you seeing yourself so clearly that the reflection became impossible to ignore. Think of the last time you caught him staring at you with that peculiar mix of awe and confusion, like you'd suddenly started speaking in a language he'd forgotten he knew. That wasn't attraction, it was recognition. Your growth had just echoed across the chambers of his soul, shaking loose some buried truth about who he's meant to be. The divine masculine doesn't fall in love with your light. He's dismantled by your willingness to stand in it, unapologetically, even when he's still fumbling in the dark. The twin flame journey isn't a test of patience. It's a masterclass in presence. Every morning you wake up and choose yourself, not spitefully, not performatively, but with the quiet conviction of a woman who's learned her worth isn't negotiable. You're not waiting for love, you're practicing it. And practice, as they say, makes alchemy. The cosmic punchline? That man you've been waiting for? He's been waiting too, not for you to change, but for his own courage to catch up to what his soul has known all along. And every time you laugh too loudly at your own jokes, walk away from what no longer serves you. Dance in the kitchen like no one's watching, or even when someone is. You're not just living your life. You're sending out homing signals to the version of him capable of meeting you there. Now feel that flutter in your stomach when you imagine letting go, not of him, but of the story that you need him to complete you. That's not fear. It's freedom tap dancing in your ribs. And freedom, darling, is the most irresistible scent in the universe. After all, this was never about finding your other half. It was about becoming so wholly yourself that when your twin flame finally shows up, not as a savior, but as a mirror, you'll both laugh at how obvious it seems. The ending? Oh, it's already written. And the ink smells suspiciously like your favorite perfume, and the pages flutter with every bold yes you've ever whispered to your own wild, untamable heart. Now go, your becoming is waiting. And trust me, it looks good on you.